Afternoon and welcome to this chapter introduction video for AP US Government. In this video, we will be tackling Congress. Now, at least in our textbook, this is the single biggest chapter in the single biggest unit, Unit 2, all about those interactions between the branches. This is a huge portion of the test, everything from the vocab to the concepts to making sure you know how Congress works in its interactions with the president and with the Supreme Court. It is so big, such a big percentage of the number of questions on the AP test every single year. I can't stress its importance enough. That being said, Congress and the three branches of government in general might be something you've learned about before in previous classes, maybe as far back as elementary school. And what is different this time is you're really expected to think about the design of Congress, again, how it interacts with those other branches, and biggest of all, how Congress people actually make their decisions. You're going to be running into a lot of interesting vocabulary in the way, such as pork barrel, right? The idea that Congress people are real people motivated by re-election and with real constituents that they're trying to please back home. That and so much more amazing vocab. And so I think if you're anything like me, you're going to enjoy this chapter. Let's dive right into the three key concepts. As I was just saying, the influences on Congress people is a huge theme that runs throughout this entire part of the course. We want to get away from thinking of Congress people as just the elites, people that are out there, but start to think of them as real people that have influences on them. Think about the political parties they come from. Think about re-election and how that would influence them. Think about things like log rolling, right? Trading votes. Read all about that. Make sure you understand also that there's all these rules they have to follow within their own particular chamber. What are the factors that influence how a member of Congress votes? Secondly, this is again back to Schoolhouse Rock basics, how a bill becomes a law. You're going to need to know a lot of the specifics though. Again, those rules I mentioned, the differences between the House and the Senate, where certain bills need to start or what powers are unique to the House or the Senate. And of course, committees come up here. Committees are so important. Make sure you understand their role in that second thing. Finally, the parts of the budget. This is one of the trickier concepts, right? The budget process and mandatory and discretionary spending. Make sure you have a strong grasp on that because it makes for great pie charts and the graph-related questions. And it really does. You see that vocab also come up a lot on the test. It's a hugely important chapter. And if there's two things that we're comparing and contrast, this time it's easy, right? It's the House versus the Senate, those two separate parts of our bicameral legislature. And you want to know with very great specificity what the similarities and differences are. You know, a few years back, before they redesigned the test, there was an amazing FRQ question. You can go look it up on the internet and try it, where basically it asked kids, okay, can you explain one difference between the House and the Senate and how that impacts lawmaking? Okay, how about another one and how it impacts lawmaking? Okay, how about another one? Amazing FRQ really hammers that they want you to get the difference and similarities between the House and the Senate. And finally, that brings us to our chapter mantra, which is all about the design of Congress. You need to remember that the founding fathers recognized that each branch has a job. Congress's job is to make the laws. Now, every time we're making laws, we're restricting what people can do. We're restricting freedom. And so the founding fathers wanted to make sure that Congress would act slowly. The whole design of the bicameral legislature was not only to appease the big states and small states in the Connecticut Compromise, certainly that was a part of it, but just as important is the fact that now bills need to go through two separate chambers in a long, grueling process where it can die any time before a bill becomes a law. The idea is that the bills that actually become a law should be good bills. So there it is, folks. Three key concepts. Identify those factors that influence how a congressperson votes. Describe how a bill becomes a law and explain the different parts of the federal budget. You're going to need to compare and contrast two similar things, which is the House and the Senate. And finally, keep in mind that chapter mantra, which is that Congress is designed to work slowly. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you find this helpful. Have a great rest of your day.